Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome to a new playthrough video. Today I am playing Final Girl. If you're not familiar with it, it's a game, it's solo play, it's you playing the final girl, a survivor in a horror movie, against a bad guy, and it's a card game and a dice game, sort of in one. And it's really fun. I've played it a lot in the past, but I just got the new season, and so today I'm playing one of the new season games. Now this game is interesting in that it has three major components that can be mixed and matched to create a totally new game. So the replayability on it is incredible. The first thing is the bad guy. Each season came with 5 bad guys, so right now there's 15 in all. There's actually some more because they've added expansions and stuff like that. The location is also interchangeable, and right now there's at least 15. There's definitely more than 15 of those. And then the final girl. Each box comes with 2 final girls. So I think we're up to about, 30 or somewhere between 30 and 40 final girls. So the cool thing about it is you can pick the final girl you want to play. You can pick the bad guy, and you can pick the location, and you can intermix them, and the game plays the same. But in this game, I'm playing it, this box came as is with the Hunter at Sunnydaze Mall, and I'm playing Tally. Now, if you've ever seen the Terminator movie, especially Terminator 2, this is kind of based on that movie. The Hunter is a cyborg from the future. Tally is not the mother of the Savior. The Savior, who we don't have a name, but, in the movie it was John, but here it's the Savior. He's a surly teenager. And myself, Tally, the Savior, and the Killer are all at the mall. And what I've got to try to do is I've got to try to rescue the Savior and get him out of the mall, get him away from the Killer. The Killer is going to be hunting the Savior, trying to kill him. And the way I rescue him is I have to get him to trust me. When the game starts, he does not trust me. And there are some special actions I can take to try to raise his trust. Once I raise his trust to a certain level, I can start moving his token, my choice of where he moves. Until then, he's being controlled by this Savior deck, which is going to do some random things. In some cases, he'll move towards the Killer. He's stupid. He doesn't know any better. I have to try to convince him that the Killer is here to defeat him. Now, I've already set up the game. If you're not familiar with how this game is set up, I'm not going to go into it here. There's a lot of learn to play videos out there. But just know I've gone ahead and set it up. I've put out the victims. I've revealed the first event card, which added more victims. And then it says discard this, so I can discard it. The items are revealed in certain stores where I can go and do a search action. I've already shuffled and chosen the finale card and the special power, or what's called the dark power card. The Hunter starts with 15 health. I have 6. I've chosen our special hidden health as well. When you get to the end, if you have no more health left, you flip this over. And in some cases, it's blank, meaning you're dead. In some cases, you might have 1, 2, or 3 bonus hearts. I don't know what the Killer has, and I don't know what I have. So it's going to be a surprise. I will be starting with my 6 standard cards, which allow me to walk, make a weak attack, take a rest, those kind of things. And I've already shuffled the Terror deck, which will get revealed during the Killer phase. So for the first phase is the action phase. Now, in this game, I am up here. I'm in this store right here. He's down in the food court, and the Killer is over on this hallway. I need to start moving towards the Savior. So to do that, I can do a walk. When you start out, I only got these 6 basic cards. So I will do a walk, and I'm going to roll 2 dice. The 2 dice is defined by the horror track here. It's on 5, which says 5 right here. So it starts at 5. If I try to lower it, I can get up to 3 dice, which is really what I want to do. So before I do a walk, I want to do a focus. I want to try and lower this. So I'm going to roll 2 dice, and I got nothing. So I lose 2 time. 1, 2. I start out with 6 time, and that was no good. Let's do another focus. I got 1 star, which will allow me to lower it by 1, and I lose a time. All right, that's better than nothing. And now I need to try and do a walk. I'm rolling 2 dice. I got a star and a number 3, which is 2 cards. What that means is I can donate 2 cards to turn that to a star, which is what I want to do. I'm going to give them up. I'm going to turn this to a star. I gave up weak attack and short rest. I'm at full health, so I don't need short rest. And weak attack is when I'm attacking the bad guy, and he's way over here. So not really going to do anything there. So I can move 2 spaces. Now to get to him, I can go this way, down the escalator to the lower level and enter into the food court. He's in the food court. Surrounding the food court is the walkway, and this is a balcony system. If an arrow moves from one of the blue balconies down, it means you can jump over the railing down to the lower level. But there's a chance you might take a damage. But it is a shortcut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 1. I can move 2. I'm going to move down. I'm going to jump down to the balcony. Now to do that, you have to roll a die to see if you take damage. The rule says for the balconies, it says if there's a white arrow, you can jump. Roll a die. On a 5 to 6, you land safely with no damage. On a 1 to 4, you take a heart. So let's see what I get, a 5 or a 6. I got a 5, so I take no damage. So I'm actually down in the food court where I want to be, and that was good. Now, oh, by the way, I forgot to do this. The setup card, the event card said to place three victims here and 3 additional victims here, and then panic all victims in the food court. So these guys may flee. So let's go ahead and roll. We'll do them individually. Well, that's a lot. Let's do these 3, and let's just roll once. I think you're supposed to roll once for each victim. We'll do it. I rolled a 5, which means this one will go here. This one will also flee here. This one will also flee there. I rolled 3 5s. Now, those 3 fled, so let's do these 3, and plus the 2 that were there to begin with. So 1 is a 3. It will move here. This one stays. Actually, hold on. A 5 means it moves here. So a 1 to 5, it will flee. That's why it was so... All right, this one, 6, will go out here in this parkway. It goes out... There's a number 6 here, so it goes there. So we got 2 more to roll. I rolled a 2, which means this one flees over here. So they basically just flip sides. And then this one, a 6, will go outside. All right, so it thinned out the food court a little bit, but not much. All right, I have 1 more walk card. I am not going to use it. I need to save it because there's a very good chance that the savior is going to move to a different square. And I only have 3 time left to buy cards from the tableau down here. So these are all used. I'm going to take this one. I'm going to flip it over here in hand, and I'm going to keep it. And it is now the end of the action phase. During the planning phase, I purchase cards with time left. I have 3. I am going to buy a build trust card. I need this in order to convince him to try to raise his trust level. He has 4 trust levels, lowest to highest, and this will hopefully increase it. I'm going to buy that for 2. That lowers me down to 1. And with that 1, I'm just going to buy a close call, which costs 1, and it lets you re-roll dice. That is the end of the planning phase. You reset the time to 6, and then you take all the action cards that you burned in the previous turn, or the turn I just did, and they go back to the tableau. And in this case, they were all 0 cost, so they go right here. Now, I will get those in my next turn, but on the next turn, I only have 3 cards in my hand. All right, so after the planning phase, it is now the killer phase. The killer phase starts by resolving his action, which is defined at the top of the finale card. What it says is, he will target me, the final girl. There's symbols for final girl and symbols for victims, which are yellow. The interesting thing about this scenario is, in almost, I think, all the other killers, they'll start killing all the victims as they move around. They just try to kill them. The Terminator, the hunter, has no interest in the yellow victims. He will ignore them unless a card says to strike. Now, if he targets me, he will move towards the, he will always move towards the Savior as long as the Savior is alive. So in this case, it says target me, but it really means the Savior. You may do one movement. Well, his movement right now is 1. So I need to figure out what the short, and he will not jump down from the balcony. He'll use the escalators. So if he's here, the closest he can get to me would be, it's interesting, hold on. He can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I think is the shortest, because otherwise it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so he'll move here. And then he will strike. Well, he will not kill that victim. He's only interested in striking out at the Savior or me. I can step in. If I'm in the same room as the Savior, I can take the damage instead of him. I can defend him. The other thing that's interesting is the killer, when he's on a balcony space, if he does any damage to me or the Savior, it knocks him off the balcony down to the food court. If I do damage to him, it knocks him down to the food court. But he will not move willingly down the food court. All right, so he has done his action. Oh, and by the way, his bloodlust will only move up when he takes damage, the Savior takes damage, or I take damage. For anytime damage happens in a turn, his bloodlust goes up 1. So if he takes damage and I take damage in the same turn, it doesn't move the bloodlust up 2, it just moves it up 1. All right, so he has moved. Then you reveal a terror card on the killer turn. So what this says, it says fire alarm. First, move the terror track up 1. Well, that negated my focus. Panic all victims twice. Okay, this is going to take a while. All right, so let's start here at the top. That's a 3, which means here. Let's do this one. 1 here. Let's do this one. 4 here. Let's do, well, 1 to 6. This one will automatically move here. This one, 5, will move here. This one, a 6, will move here. And there was 1 in here with a killer. Let's see where he goes. 6, which is up here. So they're just running around. This is kind of thematic. I kind of like it. All right, let's do the 2 in the food court. First one, 3, which will move it over here. Second one, 2, which moves it over here. Let's do the 3 in the food court. 5. They're just panicking. Look at this. This is crazy. 6. Oh, wow. They're all moving out here to the thing. This could really help me because I could move them over here to the exit and get them out safely. I may try that. So I moved 2 down here. So there were 3. Oh, no. I moved 1 down here. So these 4, let's see where they go. 1 will go here. Where was this one? This one was... There were 5 in here, right? Okay, so I just moved 1 here. 1 of them just arrived, so I'm panicking 3 more. 2 will go back in the food court. This one, 5 will move here. And this last one, 1 will move into the food court. All right, there we go. I didn't panic these 2. Let's see. So on a 1 to 6, they will automatically panic here. All right, that was the terror card. Then, finally, after I panic all victims, it says the killer will target me, move, and stab. So he's going to move 1 more down. So he's getting close to the Savior. And that goes away. All right, that is the end of the killer phase. During the panic phase, which is next, if a victim died during a turn, which none did this turn, and there are any victims in the killer space, the victims in the killer space will also panic. So that did not happen. And then finally, the upkeep phase. Now, during the upkeep phase, if there are no terror cards, I reveal the finale card, which gives him a really uber ability. But I also draw a Savior card. That's for this particular game. This tells me what to do with the Savior. Now, the Savior right now is at the lowest trust, and it says move the Savior 3 spaces away from you. That could not have been a worse card. Why? Here I am. He can only go 1, 2, and now he has an option to move towards the killer or into the military surplus. Now, I think randomly it says that if the ally has to move, I can choose. Let's see if he flees. So let me see if there's a ruling on this. Panicking. During the panic phase, the savior will panic the same way as victims do. So, but where do you move him to? The savior is a killer. When the enemy would target you, it targets the savior. If the savior, okay. It doesn't say. So I tell you what, we'll let fate decide. There are numbers here: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Well, he's got to move away from me. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So he could go here. So let's do that. Hold on. So he will move from here. And then he has choices. 5, 6. Let's see, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I'll do is I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he moves here. And now he has another choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he won't go back this way, so we'll do 5, 6 this way. And I rolled a 6. So thankfully he is in the military surplus, which still doesn't help me, because the killer is still only 2 moves away from him. All right, that is the end of the upkeep phase. It is now my turn. I only have 3 cards. I can walk, build trust, and close call. Well, you know, there's 2 here. If I can get to this space, I can automatically clear them, which will give me something cool. The Final Girl card has a number of spots on it. Some have 2, some have 4, some have 6. And when you rescue victims, you put them on here and you get to do whatever the special ability is. She can take a guard card, she can move 1 space, take a retaliate card, or take any top item card. That shotgun top item card would be very, very helpful. So I am going to do a walk, and I'm going to try to get 1, 2. And once you're in a space with victims, and victims will follow you, by the way, then you can rescue them. So I'm going to follow, and up to 2 victims will follow you. So I need 2 stars right now. And I got 1 star, and I've got 2 cards. I could re-roll just 1 die and try to get a star, but I need 2. So the only way to do that is I'm going to give these up, and I'm going to turn this to a star. I'm going to move 2. 1, and I'm going to take 2 victims with me. And then I'm going to move 2, and I'm going to take 2 victims with me. Now, on my turn, I can send 2 victims to the... I can automatically rescue the victims. Let me see if there's a limit. Rescuing victims. Let me see. I cannot remember what the rule is about the victims. Because the victims will follow you. And then... once all the victims on... Okay, hold on. Saving victims. If at any point during the action phase you are on a green space, even if passing through, any victims that are in that space may be saved. Whether you brought them there or they were already there. There are 4, and I have 4 places. I'm going to rescue all 4, and then I don't have to worry about victims anymore. At least not right now. I will tell all 4 to go away. So let's see what this does. First, it says take a guard card. Well, I don't have to do it right now. I don't think you have to do it right now. I think it just says that when you... Maybe I do. Let me see. Maybe I do have to take it. Because I don't want to take them right now. I want to rescue them. If you decide to save them, place them on your final girl. Take the rewards indicated if an action... Okay, so you have to. All right, so I don't have a choice. So the guard card will allow me to deflect damage. I'll take the guard card. Put it in my hand. This walk goes away. I just used it. So I got a guard. I can move 1 space. I will move here. Take a retaliate card. And then take any top item card. I will... God, I wish I could get him... I wish I could shoot him while he's on the balcony, because then I could send him down to the food court. All right, I'm going to take... Well... It says take the boomstick. You have to be in the same space. If the enemy is blown off a balcony space or through a store wall, add a damage. If there is a 1 in the final horror roll result, discard it. Oh, so it could jam. If you have a boomstick in each hand, you may use both when attacking. So you can fire 2 guns. Oh, that's interesting. Now, I also have a knife, which doesn't have a chance of that +1 damage is nice, but this also, so it could do up to +2 damage. This will always do +1 damage with no risk of being, if I roll a 1, it locks up. The leather jacket says, when resolving build trust, you may reroll any of your dice once. Discard the leather jacket to ignore up to 2 damage. Ooh, that's a good one. I'm going to take the knife. Knife. And I've got 2 cards, and I get all the freebies. Oh, no, hold on. Not yet. So, I just rescued... I should have the freebies in my hand, sorry. No, that's not right. That is not right. Okay, hold on. I used these during the action phase. So I got to wait until the... yes, that's right. So these are not yet in my hand. I just used all 3 to get here. And that is the end of my turn. I picked this up because of the special one. All right. So I've got 2 cards in my hand and a knife. It is the end of my turn. Oops, sorry. So it says planning phase. I have 6... Well, I don't have 6 time because the walk knocked it down. Move up to 2 spaces and then 1 time. So I have 5 time. 5 to spend. I need to build trust, so I'm going to buy that for 2. Now I'm down to 3. I'm going to buy a sprint for 2. I'm down to 1. And then I'm going to buy the remaining close call. And that will be added to my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I also get the... freebie cards for a total of 10. And I think 10 is the maximum cards you can have in your hand. Pretty sure. The upkeep phase. Reviewing the panic phase. No, I'm doing the planning phase. Yeah, purchase a card if you already have... you purchase a card if you already have 10 cards in your hand. You may not purchase a card if you already have 10. All right, so I've got 10, and I am done. So now it is the... I got to reset this to 6, and these go back in the tableau. 0, 1, and 2. All right, there we go. It is the killer phase. All right, the killer will move towards the... It will move... Oh, hold on. He can go through this door. Oh, man. And he will strike the... now, the savior has 4 health. So now he's down to 3 health. That is not good. If he dies, the game's over. Oh, man. Okay. So he's done. Now I draw a terror card. Now, he will target me, but he actually targets this guy, and he will do 2 moves. So he's still there. For each balcony space containing at least 1 victim that the killer moved through, including its starting and ending, push 1 victim over. So it's like he's just shoving them over. But that doesn't happen because he was already in here. So this card goes away. And it is now the panic phase. Nobody died. No panic phase. And upkeep, we reveal the savior card. Move the savior up to 2 spaces towards the nearest balcony. If he's in a balcony, he jumps over. So hold on. Up to 2. So 1, 2. He is in a balcony space. If he's there, he jumps over. Now, I believe the rule says that if he jumps over the balcony, he doesn't take any damage. But let me double check that. Enemies will never jump or voluntarily move from a railing to the food court. Whenever anyone takes damage, while moving, you or an ally can jump from a railing. If you do, roll. So he may take more damage. Come on. 1, he does. He's down to 2 hearts. Ooh, okay. All right, so he did take damage. But the good news is he's away from the killer. All right, it is now the action phase. It is my turn. I need to gain his trust. So I'm 1, 2, 3 spaces from him. And there's no way I can get there with a sprint and two stars would get me 3 spaces. So let's see, and I've got a re-roll. So let's see what we can do. 2 stars, come on. I got 1 star and a 2 card give up. I will get rid of short rest and a focus. I'm going to keep my guard and retaliate in case the killer comes over. Oh, I only needed to move 2. But well, I could have done a walk. But you know what? The sprint lets me move 3 spaces. But in order to interact with him, I have to stop. So I'm going to go 1, 2. I lose a time. Now I am in his space. I am going to choose Build Trust. It would be nice to roll 3 dice, but I can only roll 2 right now. The sprint goes away. I do have a reroll. I got a single double. I'm going to choose Close Call. It says reroll all dice for 2 times. 1, 2. I will reroll both of them. Got the same thing. I will get rid of the weak attack and the focus to turn this to a star, which means I got 1 success on the Build Trust. 1 success says increases trust by 1 and decrease the time by 1. All right, now when I increase his trust, it says cannot exit the board. He can't exit the board until I got full trust. Can only use the bottom 2 ally actions. Okay, let me explain how that works. So on his card, he has 4 actions. Reduce damage from an attack by 1, recover heart, move 1 space, move 1 space. Now these 2, he's currently in this trust level, so he can either choose to recover a heart or reduce an attack. I need to get him up here so I can start moving him. So I can do 2 actions, up to 2, and let me show you again how this works. So he's got 2 hearts left on him. So there's 2 spaces. When you use an ability, you put a white peg. And then on the next upkeep, you move it here, and on the next upkeep, you move it off. Any row that has at least 1, you can't do that again. So right now, I could recover a heart on him, and that's all I can do. The reduce from attack I can use when the enemy attacks him. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell him to recover 1 heart. So he's back up to 3 hearts. So he's sort of trusting me, but not really. What I really could have used was another Build Trust card. I'll put that in the thing here. And what I'm left with is a walk, a guard, and a retaliate. I'm going to hold on to these. Because I think he's probably going to run next. And do I have any more actions? Walk, retaliate, guard. No, I'm done. All right. End of the action phase. Planning phase, I have 2 time left. I'm going to take another Build Trust. I get all the 0, which is just a walk. And then I return this to 6. And these go back in the tableau. Build Trust, 0, 0. Close Call, Sprint, 0, and 0. All right. Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and let me interrupt this video for about 30 seconds to let you know about my new Patreon. It's just $2 a month, and all of my patrons get access to all of my videos that normally appear on YouTube, but they get them a week earlier than normal. I also have a number of games that I play privately that only my patrons have access to. In addition, once a week, we do a live miniature painting session. You come online with me and we paint and chat. I also do a once a month live chat session. We talk about anything and everything. If this sounds of interest to you, check the video description below. There's a link to my Patreon. Like I said, it's just $2 a month, and what those extra funds allow me to do is make more videos, and that's what I want to do. So I hope you'll consider joining me as a patron, and now let's get back to the video. The killer will target me or the savior and move a space and attack, but he doesn't attack, he does not attack victims. He only attacks me or the bad guy. By the way, I forgot. Bloodlust should have gone up 1 because he did a damage to the Actually, it should go up 2 because anytime I take damage or the Savior took damage, so it moved up, which reveals his dark power. Reinforced endoskeleton. The Mark V ignores all lose heart effects. Damage effects still apply. Ignores all lose. Okay, so the Mark ignores all. So any card that says the hero loses a heart, he wouldn't lose a heart. He can only lose hearts by damage. Man, that's not a good one. All right. That is the killer's action. Now he moved. Now we reveal a terror card. If the Savior is not on the board, discard. He is. Place 2 victims with the Savior. All right, 2 new victims are there with the Savior. 1, 2. Immediately resolve a Savior card. All right, so I pick another one. Now he's on the 2nd level up. And on this one it says, cannot exit the board, can only use bottom 2 ally. Yeah, okay. So this one says, move him 1 space towards the killer. Come on! Well, he can't go up the balcony. He's got to go through the door here. All right, so that does help, that he can't get directly to the killer. And then it says, reveal an event card. Food fight. If you, an ally or an enemy, enters the food court, they receive a damage if there is at least 1 victim in either. So I take a damage. All right, the bad news is when I take a damage, the bloodlust moves up. And when it does, it raises the horror by 1. All right, and that is done. All right, so let's see. That is the end of the killer phase. Panic phase. Nobody panics because he didn't kill anybody. Upkeep. We reveal another Savior card. Move the Savior to the nearest store and discard the top item card. The nearest store is this one. So he moves here. Seriously. And then discard the top item card. Okay, this is the military surplus, which is this one. So the boomstick goes bye-bye. And when you remove an item from the item cards, you don't reveal it. Only the top 3 are revealed at the beginning of the game. So I don't even know what those are. So the boomstick goes away. All right, well, let's see what I got here. It's now my turn. Action phase. I've got a walk, retaliate, guard, build trust, and a walk. So I've got 2 walks. I need 2 spaces to get to him to try to build trust, and then I might be able to walk him out. All right. Can only use the bottom 4 ally actions. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay, let's do it. I do not have a reroll. So I'll do a walk. 2 dice. I got a single star, which allows me to move 1 space. I will move here, and it loses a time. All right, done. I'll use my other walk. I just need 1 star. 1. I got the 2. I do not want to give up my retaliate or my guard cards. They're too valuable. So because I failed it, I can choose to move up to 1 space, lose a heart, and lose 2 time. But then I'll be in his space and I can try to build trust. Let's do that. So I will fail, move up to 1 space, lose a heart. I lose a heart, and that forces the bloodlust up 1. And then I lose 2 times, so I'm down to 3. Build trust. Let's see if we can get at least 1 star here. I didn't. But I need to get him away from the killer. So I will turn these 2 in to make this a star. And I will move his trust up 1. And it says can only use the bottom 4. All right. Now the upkeep phase, I was supposed to move this over 1. And now I can move a space, and reduce damage by 1. So move a space. I'm going to go 1, 2. I'm telling him to go to the exit. Now I have to do 1 more level of trust in order to convince him to leave. But right now I have 3 health left. And the killer is probably going to move into my spot and attack me since I'm there. So that is it for but I still have, and I don't have the guard or retaliate cards anymore. So that is the end of the action phase. Planning phase, purchase. I have 3. There is a guard, which could keep me from losing health. I will take that for 2. And with a 1, I'll use a close call. And I'm down to 0. All right, I will move this back up to 6. The used cards go back into the pile. And I also get the freebies. So I've got some cards here. I used the Build Trust, which now goes back into here. All right. So I do have some cards, and I do have a knife. That is the end of the planning phase. The killer phase. The killer will target me or which means he will move into this spot. He will attack me. I will play my guard card. I have to, because I've got 3 health. He'll do 2 damage, but if I can successfully reduce that, his bloodlust won't go up. So I just need at least 1 star. I got 2 stars, which says ignore all. So the guard card worked. He doesn't do any damage to me. Then I draw a terror card. It's coming. I gotta hide. If the savior is not on the board, discard. Panic the savior 3 times. Come on. Then I'm gonna go down to 1 die. Shoot. All right, so let's panic him. He's right here. I rolled a 4. He moves into the food court. Then, what is it, 3 times? All right, next time, I rolled a 4, which is here. Next one is a 1, which he moves back here. All right, well, he's still he's further away from the killer than, better than not. All right, so, and then, after that, after I panic him, this goes up 1. So now I'm here, and I only get 1. Actually, hold on. I'm here. I'm down to 1 red die, and then I draw an event card. Place a new victim at both boards and bones. Boards and bones. Where's that? Right here. And joystick heroes. All right. I don't have any more yellows, so joystick heroes is where? Right here. Whenever you end the action phase in either store with a victim in your space, choose 1. Gain 3 time, lower your threat by 1, or gain a heart. Oh, wow. Whenever you end the action phase in either store with a victim. So if I can get to joystick or here, I could do, but that's probably going to be more trouble than it's worth. I'm running out of time. Okay, that was the terror card. Panic phase, he didn't kill me, so nobody panics. Upkeep phase, we reveal a savior card. He's on the I guess you're okay. No effect. Woo, he stays put. All right. It is now my turn. I need to get to him. I need to buy a Build Trust card, which I don't have. So let's just get to him. All right, first off, I need to roll a focus because I need to get up to 2 die. I'm only rolling 1 right now. I need a star. I will turn in. Well, first off, I could turn in short rest and focus to immediately move it. I'll do that. I'm going to turn in short rest and focus to make it a star. This moves up, so now I'm rolling 2 dice and I lose a time. All right, and I got weak attack and close call, which technically, you know what I should have done? I should have gotten rid of the focus and weak attack because I can still do a short rest. So now I'm rolling 2 dice. I don't have a walk or a sprint. So I am out of luck. The killer... I can't believe that. All right. That is it for me. I have 5 time. Well, Build Trust for 2. The 3 will be I need to buy a sprint. Actually, hold on. I'm going to get 2 walks. 2. I really need to be able to guard or retaliate and do damage back to the hunter. So let's do a guard for 2. And that gives me 1 card, and I'll buy a close call. I get the freebies, and that is it for my turn. All right, these go back in. 0, 0, 0, 2. This goes up to 6. And it is now the killer phase. So on his turn, he will target he'll move 1 space and strike. There's nobody there. Draw a terror card. He got a dark power with 4 bonus health. All right, so you put 4. They have to come off here before you can hurt him. I haven't been able to do any damage to him because this game just has been relentless. But I guess I'm going long game and trying to get the good guy off the board. All right, so I think I win the game if the savior leaves the board, right? Isn't that how it is? Probably not. How do you win the game? I don't know. We'll see. I don't think you just win the game when you get him off. All right, but you do lose the game if he loses all his health. Okay. That was his move. We drew the terror card, which said... what did I just draw? I did the event. Hold on. He just moved. He attacked. Then I said draw a terror card. I think didn't I just draw one? Come on, Jim. Panicking 3 times. I did that last. So I haven't. That is weird. What did you just do? I guess I didn't draw one. This was done on the last one. He moved, he struck, and now I draw a terror card. Okay, I guess I just lost track of where I was. Relentless Pursuit. Draw an event card, so another event card. Lose 2 time when moving through an escalator. And there's an escalator. All right, so it slows you down. And then he will move towards the killer 2 boots. Each boot allows him to move 1. So he goes 1, 2, and he will strike. So he does 2 damage, but I will tell, oh, these should have moved up. This should have moved off. Now I can tell him to, I can say reduce an attack by 1, so he loses 1 heart, not 2. And I'm also going to tell him to recover a heart, which puts it back on. And that's the best I can do. All right. It is now the panic phase. Nobody died, so don't have to do that. Upkeep phase. These move off. And this, no effect. All right. I will tell him, it's now the action phase. I will tell him to move 2 spaces. 1, 2. If I can get over here and get him to trust me, I can get him out the door. And that's that. All right, so this was done. And it is my turn. All right, walk, guard, build trust, short rest, close call, close call. We are going to do a walk. I roll 2 dice. And it's going to burn 2 extra time when moving through an escalator. Okay. I will use a close call to re-roll any 1 die. I'm going to re-roll this one. And it doesn't take any time. Got a star. Okay. Now normally this says I can move 1 space and lose a time, but that's going to cause me to lose 2 extra. So I'm going to lose 3 time. 1, 2, 3. And that walk is done. Let's do another walk. Two. I can do a close call and try and get rid of this one to a 1 star. I didn't, so I'm going to have to burn 2 cards, short rest and guard, to turn this to a star. That moves me here. And it saves the build trust. Which is not what I needed, but that's the best I can do. All right, let's keep going. End of my turn, I have 3 time left. I will spend that on a guard. I don't have a choice. 2, and then I have 1 left, which I can't really do anything with, and that's it. So this goes back up to 6. These go into the tableau. Close call, and walk. And it is now the killer phase. The killer will move And each boot allows 1. So it moves here and it strikes. It hits me for 1. I'm going to play my guard card. I can't believe I didn't get any freebies back. Nope, I did not. All right. I need 1 star. I got 1 star, so no damage. All right, excellent. That goes away, and I have just 1 card in my hand. I can't even move on my next turn. Then we draw a terror card. He will target the killer, move. This goes up twice, 1, and then because it can't go up, the bloodlust goes up, which increases this again, boom, which increases the bloodlust. Now he does 3 damage for each attack, but this does not tell him to attack. That is the end of the killer phase. The upkeep phase. The only thing I can hope for is the Savior will move out of this space. Move the Savior up to 1 space in any direction. I will move him back to me, and that's all I can do. It is my turn. All I've got is build trust, so I'll try. I need at least 1 star to move him up to the final track. And I didn't get it. I failed, so this comes down 1, which triggers this up, which triggers it again, which moves it up, and then I lose 2 time, down to 4. And that is that. That's the end of my turn. So, dang it. It's his turn. Well, first off, I've got 4 time to spend. I get all the freebie cards. 4. I will need to buy a guard and a build trust. That's 4. That knocks me down to 0, back up to 6. These go back in. And I've got a good hand of cards, but he's coming. All right, his turn. He will move. Actually, now he moves up to 2 spaces per boot. So he will move, and he will strike at the Savior. Here's the problem. He's going to do 4 damage. He will kill me, but thankfully, I have that guard. And we're hopeful that this will ignore all damage. I need 2 stars. I got 1 star. I have no rerolls. So the only thing it does is it reduces the damage by 2. So I lose 2 hearts instead of 4. This goes up 1, which triggers this. Bonk. Oh, I was only supposed to roll 1 die. I'll give myself the credit, and hopefully that was the one. And then he's doing 5 damage, 2 moves, and so it triggered that. And what was I doing? So he moved, he attacked. I did a guard, reduced by 2. Okay, that's what it was. So I reduced the damage, but it still triggered this. And now he draws a terror card. And this is it for me. He will attack the Savior and move. He'll target the Savior, move, and attack. Now, if he attacks me, I could survive. Not really, because I don't have a guard. And he's doing 5 damage, so he'll automatically kill the Savior if I don't intercede. So I will intercede. And what I'm hoping is that this is going to be this bonus star. So he will attack me, and I don't have anything I can do. So he attacks for 5 damage. 1, well, I'm dead, because the most that can be on here is 3. And I had nothing. So the end of the world. The hunter gets to the Savior, kills him. The future is ruined. And that is that. Man, this game, I love this game. I love this game. I love this game. I have probably a 50% failure rate on this game. Maybe 60% success, 40% failure. I've gotten really good at the Season 1 ones. This is the first time I've played through the Hunter. Man, this thing just kicked my butt. All right. Well, there you go. That's Final Girl, the Hunter at Sunnydaze Mall versus Tally. Oh, you know what? I totally forgot. When Tally filled this up, I was supposed to be able to flip it over. When this card is flipped, take a reaction card into your hand, which would have been any of these. All reactions now cost 1 less. Well, that could have changed the game, but I won't know. And it's okay. Since I forgot, that's on me. All right, I will be back very soon with another video. I'm going to play another. There are 5 new locations in the new season and 5 new bad guys and 10 new final girls. So I will be testing them all in future videos. I hope you'll join me then. But until then, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me. Everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.